for Daily Ask Reddit. Doctors of Reddit, what's the best asking for a friend story you've heard? If you liked the video, drop a like and subscribe so you never miss a video. Wife's dad is a urologist. When we first started dating, a friend of mine wanted her to ask if any of the penis enlargement pills were legit and actually worked. She went with the asking for a friend approach and he immediately assumed she was talking about me. Thanks babe. So, do they? Asking for a friend. He said no, but I think your friend should try anyways. IDK what specific episode it was. But Joe Rogan was on the subject and his guest said something along the lines of if any of those medications worked, every man on the planet would buy the miracle pill and have to cart his duck around in a wheelbarrow. Obviously a paraphrase, but I thought it was a kernel of truth. It would look like that one episode of South Park where every guy in town bounces around in their junk. One girl was interested in laxatives for a friend. She tried to learn everything about the dose, where what to buy, how to drink. She was brought in a week later with complete intestinal atony. She tried to lose weight so much and drank 2 or 3 tablets at a time. I was asked the following. So if I swallow semen and flush it down with vodka, do I still get pregnant? She was in early 20s. She waited for her actual friend who broke her nose in a bar fight. So if I swallow semen and flush it down with vodka, do I still get pregnant? Actually, I'd say the odds are pretty good. I couldn't contain myself. I was just an intern, and she sat in the waiting room, not a patient, so I asked how much did you swallow? She said that he came twice. So I said, that vodka saved her. A document. Had a guy who just got out of jail a few days earlier came in with his GF who had signed him for an STD check. Walk in to meet them, and he says casually, is it possible to get gonorrhea in your throat? At that moment I knew he had gonorrhea in his throat. Not a doctor, but public health worker, kinda NSFW. Had an older man come into our clinic asking for a specific type of STD check. Guy's ex-wife was going around telling rumors that he was having sex with his goats, so was wanting to know if there was a way we could do a STD test that could prove if he had/hadn't had sex with any goats. Through this whole conversation, he just abruptly asks, so if someone was having sex with a goat, what STDs could they get? That dude is totally ducking his goats. Edit. Typo. Not a doctor but pharmacist. Someone called the pharmacy one day, a young guy. I picked up. Excuse me, how much does Viagra cost? Is there anything cheaper? I have someone that needs it. I explain everything and suddenly, will it work if I take it with alcohol? The guy began asking for someone else. At the end was for him and was asking just because he wanted his little one to work while drunk. So, does it work? Asking for a friend. It'll stay up, but you probably won't be able to finish. Also don't take things that duck with your circulation blood pressure on top of alcohol. There are easier ways to have a really dumb night out. My father is a doctor, and he got a call once in the middle of the night from his call share doctor's patient. The man asked what to do about a bump on his friend's arm that he scratched and something came out. He mentioned it was leaking a little oil now. It was as it. He scratched a pimple. Woke the whole family up at 3 AM because he had to page my dad over as it. Not a doctor, but I was an intern. I was in the OPD and this man from a different province came in and told me his friend has injected petroleum jelly in their member years ago and that now it's getting painful. Yeah, he came back the next day and showed his lumpy member. Edit. For clarification, this is done to increase girth of the penis. I doctor here. Finally closed our offices to all but emergency care. Last year or so I had a staff member ask me for a friend if she got shot in the eye with cum and is now getting mild discharge, is that okay? I looked at her eye and saw discharge. Went to the cabinet, gave a bottle of antibiotic to her for her friend, and then went back to my patients. 2 days later I look at her and say, your eye is looking much better today. She says thanks. The discharge stopped a half day after using the drops. Studies have been done about the effects of THC on glaucoma. When I worked for a glaucoma specialist, we had a hippie type person come in with their family member for a new patient eval and ask the doctor to sign paperwork okaying a medical marijuana script for the patient's glaucoma. Problem was the patient was totally fine, didn't find any signs of the disease, and his eye pressure was within normal limits. And the doctor did not appreciate having someone try to trick him. To piggyback off of this, and because I'm tired of the questions, marijuana only lowers your eye pressures for maximum 4 hours. To have sustained effects you'd need to hit the blunt 6x a day and nearly 2200 times a year. Take the damn eye drops.